boys is getting quiet. Go on and get crunk. Head back to Longview, Kelly popping trunk. I ain't even tripping. Riding and I'm sipping. Let me come through 4-4 steady tipping. On that new lap. Watch the trunk crack. Let me sit sideways, CB running back. Maybe AP, maybe AD. I ain't even tripping cause we some athletes. Messing with Smitty in the summertime. He get pissed if we don't make our time. But we gon' get it, cause we gotta finish. Nebraska Horn Hustlers, man, we diminished. Put them boys little, paint like a skittle. I ain't even tripping, I ain't never double dribble. Cause I'm a player from the Himalaya. Let me sit sideways, man. Maybe back door, maybe fall off. Sipping codeine cause I gotta kill a cough. Let me sit sideways in the big Benz. Oh, you boys, they my brothers, they my friends. Holla at Coach Sumlin, holla at the Stoops. Let me sit sideways in the two-door coupe. Cause I'm sitting clean, foes on the lean. Look at my pants, got a sag in my jeans. Let me sit sideways cause I'm steady coming. PT throwing that ball, let us humming. I'ma gon' catch it, I'ma gon' wretch it. Man, I'm sitting sideways, boy, shoulder naked today.
All right. Welcome to Fullback U. And, you know, I always start this with saying it's crazy that I say that everybody's my family. I know people are probably tired of hearing that, but this is really like family. Like, I will explain it all, but my buddy Logan Roberson is a great person, and I'm excited to have him here. Logan, how you feeling?
Pretty good, JD. What's going on?
Man, nothing. Let's get right to it, Log. Everybody wants to know why you in the transfer portal, man.
Oh, man. Here we go. Right off the bat. Back in June, got injured. I got with a doctor, and I won't say his name, you know, but got with the doctor, and they kind of didn't let me play this season. They're like, oh, we're going to let you rest and you come back in the spring, be healthy. So December rolls around, and he comes in and says, I'm not going to release you. And I was like, well, this is kind of crappy on my point. And so he comes in, going to release you, and I was like, well, am I, can't play anywhere medically? And he's like, no, I'll let you, won't release you at Oklahoma, but you can go anywhere else and play. So springtime came around, talked to my dad, family, and they think best bet, and talked to Coach B, and they said best bet, go transfer portal and see what's out there.
Well, I think it's interesting that you bring up Coach B and that you had talked to him, and I think, one, Logan, that young athletes need to hear, man, that when you're on scholarship, they can put you on medical, and it clears up a scholarship, and those things happen. Just talk about, if you don't mind, your relationship with Coach B.
Oh, Coach B's an amazing guy. I love him to death. He pulled me out of Harrow, Oklahoma, saw something in me, and gave me a chance when not a whole lot of people did, and I thank him forever for that.
You went to Arkansas. I remember it vividly. You went to Arkansas on a Friday. A coach who I won't name didn't offer you. You didn't want to go to OU camp. Talk to me about that OU camp. I thought it was a wonderful performance, and we're going to definitely have to get some highlights of that. But just tell me about OU camp when you went.
Oh, yeah. Oh, man. I remember that. He called me a bunch of times. With the Arkansas camp, really just pissed off about the whole situation that went on up there. And OU came, and then this is the day before the camp, and I remember you were calling me. I was like, I'm not going to go to this camp, man. I was like, it's not worth it. Got down in the dumps. I remember you called me, and then Coach B was calling you saying, get his ass to the camp. I was just laughing. And then so I go up there. This is a funny situation, how I just, to me, I was supposed to go to OU just off the bat, was that day starts, I'm ready to go. It's like 8 a.m., go. I forget everything in Harrow. I get all the way to Highway 9 off Harrow Road, forget everything. I turn around, haul ass back. Had to text Coach B, hey, I'm going to be a couple minutes late. I left all my stuff at home. I got to go back and get it. He's like, that's fine, that's all right. So anyways, I get that, come up, do it, and as I am going to give them my sheet, they've already begun to warm up. So they warm up. I warm up with Schmitty, and do all that good stuff. I run 240s. I remember that. Then everyone else went inside to go and do, the 5-10-5s and stuff. And I stayed out and talked to Coach B a little bit. And then had a break, put some pads on, went over. I did. You remember this because I talked to you. You were with me the whole time.
Mm-hmm.
Did 2 Oklahoma drills and then 2 pass sets. And that was it for me for that day.
Yeah. For those that don't know, you ran a damn 5 flat at 337 pounds, which is amazing. The other testing numbers were great, and then your board, you only had to do a few board drills. And what people need to hear, man, is I said great things about you, but obviously Coach B felt the same way because you got offered a couple days later. Talk to me about that. And before you say that, I must say that that's one of the only times I've cried over somebody else. But I was extremely happy and proud of you. Obviously, still am. But talk about what it felt like when you got offered.
Oh man, I talked to Coach B all weekend. Me, you, and my dad, all three of us going back with Coach B. And I remember it. He goes down. I remember like it was yesterday, man. Friday night, have to take an ACT the next day on Saturday, bright and early. And he gives me a call. Says, "Hey, give me a call." Around 6:30 at night. He's like, I remember it. "Hey, I'm gonna offer you. I got an offer extended out to you." And I was like, "Well, you know what? I'm gonna commit."
Awesome.
Right there. That's exactly how it went. He goes, "Logan, we're going to offer you here." And then I remember my next words were, "All right, I'm going to commit right now." And he just starts laughing and goes, "All right, you got your mom or dad around?" I remember I gave my mom the phone, and she was like, "What's going on?" I go, "I committed to Oklahoma, and you got to verify it and make sure I'm not just, messing with him." She goes, "Yeah, it's fine with me. Wherever he wants to go, it's cool." And then Coach B goes, "All right, I was into that."
That's awesome. You signed in December of your senior year. Talk about that, and then what it was like to be an incoming freshman early.
Oh, the coming in early is, that will. I mean, a lot of people will get to that first semester. A lot of young guys that I've looked into it, and I don't think lineman per se gets to them. Just because I don't know, I think it's just a different type of guy, lineman wise. They come in early, but you don't. There's not a padded. I don't know how to really say this. Like a padded time, like regular freshmen come in May and June. They get those 2 months where it's kind of you get the
warm up, build,
into it. You come in early, you are
in there.
You are acting like you have been through the season, and this get ready to roll because you're throwing in the fire right then.
You have a rare experience. You were one of the guys you came in, and Jerry Schmidt was your trainer. Talk about that, and some of the things that he told you while you were testing your freshman year.
Jerry, Coach Schmitty, man. Oh, man. What a guy. What a guy. He was a good guy. I like Coach Schmitty. But very intense man. And I remember we tested that first day. And what shocked him was my vertical. I remember that.
36?
Yep.
36?
No, 36. It was 34.
34.
It was 36 at first, and they made me redo it afterwards because he was like, he goes, "No way, big dog."
Yeah.
Now you're 36. And I was like, all right, let me jump it again. So I remember he jumped it again. I was like 330, 338. I was probably 340 at this point, jumping that vertical. And I remember I hit it, and even all the other guys were like, "Damn, he can get up," And I remember she was like, "Big dog, you put it together, you'll be good."
Yeah.
Like, thanks for Schmitty. Being just turned 18 week before showing up, like, "Oh, thank you, Coach Schmitty. It's awesome, man. Okay, well, I'm gonna do it."
Right. Talk to me about your bench press in front of him. I heard he had said some good things about that.
Yeah, bench press was the 315 test back when I first got there. When we got rid of it, going into my third year. When Coach Wiley showed up, we didn't do the 315, we did 225. So 315 was a bench press test, and I remember the first time I did it, I showed up and did it 8 times right off the bat, just enrolled early, did it 8 times, 315. And I remember Daimler and Alex Dalton, I think they both did it like 10 or 11, something like that. They did a lot. But, I mean...
They had been there.
They've been there. I mean, those two are some strong-ass dudes.
Yeah.
I mean, you've seen Daimler.
Oh, yeah.
Daimler's a freak, man.
I was there when he was on his visit.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me about spring ball that year. I believe you were doing really, really well, but just let everybody know what happened in spring ball.
Spring ball's going really well. I got put in a position I've never played before, center. I always played tackle and guard. Wasn't used to snapping the ball. And Coach B was like, "Hey, you want a chance to play? Your ass is playing center." And I was like, "All right, I mean, let's do it. I'll give it a go." And so, he put me at center and had to pick up quick, man. Those first 2 weeks were rough snapping that ball. They were on the ground.
Yeah.
They were over AK's head. I mean, they were everywhere. I remember multiple occasions I got Austin and Kyler coming up to me just screaming at me, "Dude, snap that damn ball back here."
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I believe you worked your way up with the ones in spring ball, and then you had a big hit. Talk to me about that play.
That was I didn't get in the ones my first spring. It was at fall camp.
Okay.
Coming into that fall camp, I did, and then got hit one of the linebackers and got a big old concussion, and kind of came to my senses in the MRI. It was a real scary moment, real freaked me out.
What happened to the linebacker?
The same exact thing.
Yeah. It's brutal, man. And I think what a lot of people take for granted is, again, I mean, you're at that time you're supposed to be only 3 months in, and you were 7 months in. Talk to me about that year, what it was like, and then coming back. You worked your butt off, and we're actually watching a game from your redshirt freshman. You redshirted that year, I believe, and then you come back the next year. You work your freaking butt off. You allow us to redshirt Alvarez that year. You play behind 5-6 guys that are now going in for the NFL. So just talk to me about your redshirt freshman years.
My first 2 years, they were phenomenal, behind a great group of guys. You throw Alvin there, OB, you got Cody Ford, Quinn Mittermeier, Ben Powers, Drew Samia, Bobby Evans, all these great guys, And, I mean, they really taught me a lot. They just taught me how to, all around, just be a better guy and a great football player. And then, they showed me really what it meant to, be an OU offensive lineman and how to prepare as offensive lineman and how to take the job serious.
Talk to me again. You got to that year. I mean, y'all beat Ohio State. You got to go there.
Oh, yeah.
Talk to me about the games. Again, you're talking about Zeus. You're talking about Cody Ford. Talk to me, Bobby Evans. Talk to me about the games that you played in.
Oh man, best. I mean, most time OB gets OB's fun to watch when he warms up and play, because he gets real, you can always tell he gets real pissed off, and he plays he plays the game. You watch his tape,
yeah,
nasty ass dude. He just plays the game pissed off, and I learned a lot from him about that way. Like, that's how you got to be offensive lineman. He goes, and that's how I think everyone followed his lead and all that, and they still do. How OB kind of set the trend for recently about how, you got to play, you're going to be offensive line here with Coach B as your coach, and at OU, he goes, you got to play pissed off, and that's how you do it. You finish guys in the dirt, and, that's just how it's done here.
Obviously, still friends with a lot of those guys?
Oh, yeah. Talk to almost all of them on a weekly basis, if not daily.
Now, this is where I think fans really get things confused. Let's talk about this last year for you. What happened this last year? Do you have any regrets? If you could go back, what would you change? Just tell everybody what this past year has been like for you.
Yeah, it's been a rough year, man. Getting injured, got concussion in the spring, did herniated those 6 discs in my back in the summer. Was not a good deal for me, and biggest regret, I didn't really take advantage of the time I had, with my schoolwork,
That's big of you to say.
I kind of got lost and all this stuff, got real down about the whole back injury,
You're 20 years old.
And the school, but, I feel like I could have handled it better, which school was not as important on my mind when I got injured. I kind of just was, off the deep end. You know what, man? Screw this. I just don't feel like doing this today. And didn't really take advantage of it. Really just screwed myself over in the school-wise. And then, and the season rolled around, and then, the time it hit me in the head, like, hey, you gotta pick this shit up. It was too late.
I think people need to understand that, man. I know your grandfather passed away. I'm sorry to hear about that. That year, you went through a lot, man. I just mentioned it. You were 20 years old, Logue. You were in the spotlight, and not everybody's those things happen, man. There's no shame in what you did. I'm extremely proud of you. You have only a year left of school. You balled out in school for everything but a year. I'm proud of you. You have nothing. You obviously know that. Let's go before we have that talk. Let's talk. You were part of the rare transition. You got to see Bob transition into Lincoln and Schmitty transition into Wiley. Talk to me about those two.
Very, very different between both of them. Coaching styles and just the way it is. Love both coaches to death. All 4 of them, actually. They're all great guys. Awesome. Bob was the one that brought me in, offered me, and that was really cool, and I loved it. It was amazing. But Bob and Schmitty were old school, hard nosed guys, and Lincoln has some of that in him. Wiley, great guy. He knows what he's talking about left and right. Schmitty was the powerlifting guy and going to run and stuff, and that's what's going to happen. You know, Wiley knew shit that like I've never even thought of, and you're like, well, man, why the hell am I doing this weird shit? And all of a sudden you get on the field and you're like, oh shit,
it translates.
This is exactly why
sure.
I'm doing this stuff.
No doubt.
There. And I was like, man, this is awesome. And Lincoln is. I think he was a lot like Coach Stoops in a lot of ways, and he's a great coach. He knows everything. I mean, I don't know. I can't say anything else, but that dude's a great coach.
No doubt. Let's talk about you entered the transfer portal. Tell me, if you will, about what teams have contacted you, and if you're thinking about visiting anywhere, just let me know how that process is going.
The process is going pretty well right now. I've had Virginia hit me up a lot. Missouri, Arkansas,
Ole Miss.
Yep.
UCO.
Yeah, UCO's been a great one. I've talked to them all the time. A bunch of great staff there. Coach Bobek's awesome.
Your dad played there.
My dad did play there all 5 years. He's got his damn picture in the elevator, which is kind of funny. And, got a bunch of friends go up there. One of my best friends, Chandler Garrett. He's awesome, quarterback up there. But it's just a great place up there. Evan's real cool. Got family that lives up there, and I can't wait to visit up there. I'm gonna take a visit up there Wednesday, which I can't wait for.
Very cool. Before we get to the Facebook questions, then that'll be our last thing. This has been an awesome interview, so thank you, Big Log. Tell me what you're gonna miss about OU.
Oh man, just the game environment mostly. The game environment is just ridiculous. Texas, you can't beat Texas. I mean, most people are like, "Oh, I've been to the game, been in the stands." I have too. I've watched it from the stands, and I've also watched it on the field. You get in the stands, you're like, this is some cool stuff. But you come out of that tunnel next to Texas, and that gets you rocking.
Yeah, absolutely.
I'm telling you now, you do that. If you're an MMA fighter, it's kind of weird to say this. This thing will get you ready for anything on the world, man.
Yeah. What was that Ohio State victory like?
Ohio State, that was nuts, man. That was awesome.
You were right by Baker when he planted the flag.
Oh, yeah, I almost got hit right in the face. It's on video, man. Popped my head back when he whips that thing around, but that was insane. That was loudest. That is the loudest stadium I've ever been in ever. The Horseshoe was insane. The whole game. I remember when what was it? My freshman year when Ohio State came to OU. Mm-hmm. And Austin Kendall said those. Ohio State's got basic defense. And I'm some of them over there snapping to him.
Yeah.
The whole time in warm up, they're just yelling, basic.
Yeah, basic defense.
Just going down on them. And I'm just like, holy shit, man! This is hell. There's 70 minutes till kickoff, and this place is already just jam packed.
Yeah,
it was crazy.
I just thought of something, and I want people to get a grip of just how strong you are. Talk to me about some of your maxes. What's the most you've ever benched? What's the most you've ever squatted, power clean? Give me some numbers.
Ooh. Man, I haven't bench wise. Most I ever got was 485. Did that once, and then squat. I think the most I ever squatted. Which, I really didn't do a lot of squatting because of my back hole issue like that. But, hell, last time I remember, that was 3 years ago, right when I first got here. I think that's right around 600, 605. And then power clean, I did 385. I did 385 on hang clean one time.
Yeah. Let's get to these Facebook questions. We got Twitter questions, but we've got some good ones. And @_SMM0 wants, this is probably the most important one. It'll probably stump you. Are you better than Trip, my son, at Clash of Clans?
Oh, yeah. And I think Trip will definitely tell you that I'm better at Clash of Clans.
Yeah, he did, but he also said that you were the amazing player, but he said that if he didn't do what you told him to do on the game, that you would tell, and you're a tattletale like a third grader. How do you respond to that?
Because I'm trying to get him to be the top. He ain't listening to me, so I got to get you involved.
At all. That's right. That's right. At T. Kincannon wants to know, what was your time at OU? What your time at OU has taught you? Will that help you in the future? And he also saw that I was around when you signed and wants to know what our relationship is like.
Oh, OU's taught me a tremendous amount. Basically everything. Everything. I mean, it's just awesome, you know. And just taught me a whole bunch of stuff. But I mean, our relationship with me and JD, man, it goes way back. You know, being one of his first 3 clients ever in the Choctaw area, and my freshman year going, it was right after my freshman.
Sure was.
Jeez, it's almost 10 years ago, man.
Yeah, bro.
Yeah, it's been a long time. You know, he's basically my family. He's been a part of everything I've done since freshman year of high school. So, I mean, he's like my brother. You know, I ask him about all sorts of things, text him, whatever it is. Hell, any time of night, any time of day, he answers me back immediately. Always can call him, count on him. He's an awesome guy.
Kincannon wanted to know how it started. I met your dad I was eating wings at Charlie's one day in Choctaw and ran into your dad. And part of the reason I moved out to Choctaw here, Logue, was I knew that they had some big linemen out there, and I knew that linemen were usually the easiest guys to get recruited. I'm not gonna lie, when your dad told me, I got this big kid, I was thinking, okay, he's kind of big, but surely he doesn't have this big kid. Your big ass walks in at 6'4", 350 pounds, and as a freshman, you probably weighed more than that. But after that, man, I think what people need to hear was, you were easily the hardest worker, the most motivated worker. You brought it every day. You would make me come out of the house on Sundays. You would want everything revolved around our training. And I really, really appreciated that. I mean, there were days where we would meet before school. There were days we'd meet after nighttime, but weekends. So that you were a very, 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 very dedicated kid, and I appreciate you for that. And then lastly, you put me on the map as a trainer, man. I mean, you getting... we put a lot of work in. We helped, that moment was amazing, but it was awesome to see your growth and development through that. And I know you're not done. So if you don't mind telling people, do you feel like you're done?
Oh, no, not at all. No. I mean, I want to go play at the next level, and I'm right now hungrier than ever for it, and I really just want to prove everyone wrong that's, doubted me.
At Sooner Aces wants to know, what was your oh shit moment? When did shit get real for you?
Oh shit moment, first week, back from our summer break, our long summer break of 2.5 weeks. Come back, first Friday. And I heard rumors about it. Oh, these damn ramps, man, just get rid of these ramps.
Yep.
And I'm thinking all week, I'm like, hell, the first week it's going pretty smooth, we got 3 trippers on Monday. I'm like, okay, this ain't going too bad. Thursday, he shocks you. Thursday, you go run those damn stadiums. Stadiums ain't bad. You run about 4 or 5 of them. He doesn't time them. You just got to get them up there in a good pace, Stretch your legs out. You're done. And so you think, oh, man, this is easy. Friday's going to be nice and smooth, Hell no, man. Friday's always a leg day, bro. Oh, my God. You know it, just like you were there. Friday's heavy squat day, heavy hang clean. And then your ass is going to do hurdles and ladder and all sorts of agility stuff. And then next thing you know, you go change your, come in, lift, and all of a sudden he's going to go, all right, big dog, break it down. Let's head to the door.
Yep.
You hear the head to the west door. That's the worst. That's the worst thing I've ever heard in my life. Head to the west door, big dog. Oh, man. We did from there. Everson door across. We basically sprint across all the way from the Everest, all the way across the stadium to the west side parking garage. And I remember it's a 20-second window of you better get your 5 guys lined up and get ready to roll.
Straight up.
All of a sudden you see Trinity's man.
Go!
He's not a big guy. So he jumps over that damn ledge and goes, go! And you're like, oh shit, here we go.
You hear every turn.
And that 7 that one day, that 1-7, and I was like, oh, it's just one. Just one all the way to the top. You hit those first 4, you're like, okay, this ain't too bad. And man, I shit you not, it feels like when you round that 4th one and go that 5th one, someone's sitting there with a bat and just whoa, right to the stomach. Man. And you're just like, I can't move. I can't move anymore. Man.
Yeah. I think one of the biggest compliments you gave me, I should have saved the text, but you sent me one day. You said, man, I don't know how y'all did this shit back in the day.
I don't know, man.
Yeah, it was terrible. But You know, that just what makes you champions. And last question, Logan. Again, man, thank you. This has been awesome. At Hemsley5479 wants to know, what is your most memorable moment at OU?
Oh, man, there's a lot. I gotta think for a second on this one.
I think it was playing Ohio State.
I'd say playing. First snap, that was very memorable, you know. I mean, I still got my jersey and stuff, and I got that at home. But I'd say that first snap. It was, I was out there. I got out there right before, since I was considered the second string center, so that was the scrubs going in. But I got right before everyone left at halftime, and I got to actually experience the whole crowd and everything, and snap the ball. I mean, it was just, it was a magical moment. Most people, it was just amazing.
Yeah. Well, what people need to know, Log, is your ass is not a scrub. That game that you were sitting behind 5 linemen that are currently in the NFL or trying to get there. Most of them are in the combine. First, second round picks. Hell, they got Cody listed as the top 10 in most mock drafts. Zeus is having a great career already. You have nothing to be ashamed of. You played on one of the deepest positions and one of the deepest places in the country. Again, man, Hara's proud of you. I'm proud of you. You repped very, very well. You repped your family well. Now all that's left, man, is you just show them how you finished and finish that degree.
Oh, yeah.
Proud of you, brother. This has been another episode. Thank my producer, Jeff Roughface. It's been another wonderful episode. People are going to love this, of Fullback U.